Welcome back, guys, to Gamer Nation, where we're in post-E3 mode. We got the entire Clever Games team here to talk about the things that they loved and hated from last week's show. Guys, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hey guys, I'm Haley.
What's up, guys? So Hinky here.
And I'm Lasercorn.
And, I don't know. I think the first thing I want to talk about with E3 is, you go to E3, you see all these games, you kind of don't realize that it's just like one small portion of a game that you're playing that's actually finished and polished. It's like, this game is so good right now, why is it not out? And then you realize when you leave E3, you have to wait like 6 more months for every game.
Minimum 6 months.
It's the worst thing.
Minimum.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it. God of War Ascension is not coming out till March next year.
That's
what am I?
So
what am I gonna do?
I want it now, especially like AllStars. Like I'm pretty sure, like so Inky, you were saying that like really stole the show for you.
I did enjoy AllStars a lot. Pretty much everything that Sony did won me over. The Last of Us gameplay demo was sick, and I got to play AllStars, and I got to play the God of War multiplayer, which is really, really good, by the way. I was surprised that it was actually as good as it was. But yeah, Sony did everything right for me this time around.
I didn't get to play All-Stars. Can you tell me what makes it better than Smash Brothers, or at least as good?
I wouldn't say that. Well, first of all, for me, I just connect more with the PlayStation characters because I was never like a big Nintendo guy growing up. But people really hated on the whole like no health bars thing, like you just punch people and stuff to build up your meter. But the reason I kind of like that is because it sort of forces you to fight people. Like you can't just sit on the side and
It
cherry
makes
pick.
everyone
and,
feel like a winner.
Yeah. Well,
No.
I don't know about that.
So you're
I'm not
saying
sure
I
about
can't
that.
pick Kirby, hover above the people fighting, and wait to rock
No, you
drop on
can't.
them?
You
till
can't
they
do your
go?
move. You can't do your move where you eat me and then just jump off the cliff when you're
That's
ahead.
how I win games of Smash Bros.
You didn't think that was kind of like a kid thing? Oh, hey, I'm building health. I'm never losing anything.
No, because I'll still
That was a little
destroy
weak.
kids at PlayStation All-Stars. Because, I mean, you also, the thing that's cool about it to me is you sort of have to, like, be strategic about budgeting your meter. Because if I could try to build up a level 3 meter, which is sort of like a board wiping thing,
Yeah.
you get every kill. But if I die before I get to use it, then I'm kind of SOL.
Yeah, it seems like the strategies and the tactic that they're actually implemented into the gameplay is going to be just more mature than the Nintendo games. Nintendo was easy to play, and it takes a little time to master. Like, this is going to take a lot more thought process, a lot more, like, game tactics to actually win and do well at it.
I mean, I'm not 100% sure about that. I guess we'll see when the game comes out, but I do know that it forces everyone to fight, so there's a lot more action going on the screen, I think.
Yeah, you really have to know your opponent's strategies, I felt like. You have to know what they're good at. Otherwise, you're right, you're just going to bomb out.
No, thy enemy. How about you, Haley? Let's go show for you at E3 last year.
You know what? I wasn't expecting this, but Black Ops 2 actually stole the entire show for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why? How did that raise the
I was actually I'm a huge Assassin's Creed fan, so I thought I would be like, yeah, Assassin's Creed 3. Of course, I still love Assassin's Creed, but Black Ops 2 100% stole the show. I love that they were actually going back and putting a lot of emphasis on the single-player mode, which I feel like they haven't really done in the past. And I really like that they're trying to add to the storyline, you know, a little bit of like Mass Effect, like, ooh, what you do actually impacts your gameplay,
Yeah, who
instead of
lives,
just
who dies.
blowing people's heads off. I like that.
You know what kind of bothered me about Assassin's Creed? I played the multiplayer, and the new mode that they were showing off was Domination,
Yeah.
which I thought was ridiculous. Because it's just like they did such a good job of like separating themselves as like this new multiplayer when they like first came out. It was so great because it was so brand new. And it really turned me off because I was like, wow, Domination, you mean the mode that everyone is putting in their multiplayer now? Like, you were so creative with your multiplayer, like continue to be creative and innovate new things. Why are you adding this like throw-in
I think
Domination
it's important
mode?
to have like those game modes that people are familiar with. As long as you still have like the original modes that people love and are original, then that's great.
But they didn't
throw
really
in a mix of what other people are doing.
They didn't really add anything to it. Like God of War, their mode was Domination too, but they had like little twists to it. Like you could go and set up traps at the points. So like if anyone tried to capture it, like spikes would shoot up from the ground or like stuff would light you on fire. So they at least like added their own little spin to the mode. Assassin's Creed is just Domination.
Assassin's Creed isn't any type of fighting or shooting yet. Like there's no reason to have a domination mode.
Yeah.
Like, that's not what the game's about, holding points. It's about assassinating targets. It's really the only stealth multiplayer game out there. And as such, it needs modes that complement the fact that it's a stealth game at heart.
brings up a
And
good point.
domination is just not something that caters to a stealth game. So yeah, I agree with Sony.
Yeah, it kind of turned me off.
It didn't need to be in
Well,
there.
when it comes to like Assassin's Creed 3, yeah, there's the multiplayer, and like normally I've been playing the Assassin games just for multiplayer, but like this is probably the first time in a while where I just want to play it for the story mode, and I really actually haven't liked the story mode for Assassin's Creed up to now, but the character looks awesome, the gameplay looks good, the fighting's like revamped and it's just sexier.
Yeah, people are gonna hate on me, but I am excited for the single player, but I didn't get into the single player at all before because I jumped in at Brotherhood. That was like the first game I played, so I never really got into the story mode. So I'm like kind of glad it's like a reset and I can jump in sort of from the get-go.
What do you guys think? Oh,
Go for it.
what do you guys think about playing Assassin's Creed on the Vita?
I mean,
That
it
was
looks cool.
interesting. We
I
have
thought
a
it was
female
cool.
character
Yeah.
now. Do you guys like
It's
that?
nice that it's not a port and it's actually a new character, a new game altogether.
Yeah, pretty much is.
But at the same time, like I just don't like handheld games.
It's
You're
not,
like,
yeah.
no, I
it's
don't
not
want a
enough to
female
make me get a
assassin.
Vita. No, that's not what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to play. Why would I want to play it on the Vita when they're coming out with a brand new? I feel like if you're putting out like a game like that in a major franchise, put it out when like there's a lull or a gap to fill that gap. Whereas like if you're putting it out like coinciding, like no one's gonna buy that. I'm gonna buy the actual game.
I will
I think
say
that's a
this.
valid point.
I will say this. I like the look of the assassin in the Vita one better than I like the look of the guy in the main one because I was so. I was just really annoyed that they didn't change up his look like hardly at all. Like why are you wearing a white hood with like your Brotherhood thing in the middle of the Revolutionary War? You don't blend in at all. It's like you're running through fields and woods. Like they're like, oh, it's in the snow. Well, no, just make it realistic and have like a realistic outfit for the time period if he's like actually an assassin.
How about you, Lazy Farm? What was your favorite thing from E3 that just like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. This is awesome.
I really like Sleeping Dogs, and I didn't really know. I've never really played.
Sleeping Dogs and Watch Dogs. There's so many
Sleeping.
dogs
What?
games coming out.
Sleeping.
Watch Dogs looked cool, but I got to play Sleeping Dogs, and it's just such a brutal game.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
Like, the grapple mechanic is awesome. You grapple people, and then you can pull them towards, like, environmental hazards. And, like, we were fighting on a roof or something, and I grabbed him, and I put his head into an industrial air conditioning blade, and the blades, like, whirred around and chopped up his face, and were, like, snapping off. And then, like, it was sparking, and the thing died, and then you just toss the guy aside afterwards.
Sort of like Splinter Cell Conviction a little bit.
Yeah, only this happened fluidly in
Yeah,
combat. It
okay.
wasn't like a scripted interrogation mode like it is in Conviction. But yeah, so you can actually do these horrible things to people while you're fighting. And like at one part, I put this guy over a counter and then slammed a metal security gate like right on his sternum. And the sound design was good. I heard bones crunching. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
like the fighting mechanic in that game is, like you mentioned, very, very fluid, very easy to do. And so like there's all those little surprises. Like you'll be punching someone too close to the soda machine, and you'll grab them, like hit them against the soda machine. It's like, oh, I didn't know I was gonna do that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I like when you get to race the cars in the game. That was pretty badass. Did you do any racing?
No, I only played the demo they had on the floor. Where did
Oh,
you
okay.
do the racing one?
I did it. I think we did it in San Francisco. We
Oh,
saw
okay.
a demo of it. But yeah, the racing aspect was pretty killer. It was awesome.
So yeah, this was a great E3. There was a lot of good games. I know like the next 6 to 8, like the next year of games is going to be great. I know like with E3, there's not really too many surprises anymore. For me, I was really excited to see the announcement for Blacklist, for the new Splinter Cell game. So that's what I'm going to be waiting for like the most. Like I had a lot of fun with the last one. It's going to be a great sequel.
Yeah, the combat looks super fluid, but it also looked like there's less of an emphasis on stealth. Like there's a lot more.
That was just in the one
combat.
thing that we saw.
That's
Like that
true.
could be one section of the game where it's like a rescue mission. I'm sure they'll stick to their roots.
Yeah, I hope so.
Ubisoft's a great company. I feel like they always keep bringing it, but they're not like an EA, like trying to be this powerhouse. But I feel like they're always bringing us like really great games.
Yeah.
They take their time and bring out a sequel when it's time.
Speaking of stealth games, Dishonored. You and I checked that
Oh,
out.
Dishonored is
It
gonna be
looks
so
so
much
good.
fun.
Oh my
like
gosh.
so gruesome. Like there was the one ability where you just like open up a portal of rats to like consume like the enemies.
A bunch of plague rats just come out and eat everything that you tell them to.
It was
great.
Are
It
you
was awesome.
serious?
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to see this.
The great thing is you can play the game any way you want, so it's like it doesn't punish you for not being stealthy. They did hint that you get like a good or a bad ending depending on like how many innocent people you killed. So it's possible that you could be sort of punished for being a douche. But
That'd be kind of awesome.
But
though.
your powers are so cool. You just have a blink ability, like a teleport that allows you to teleport anywhere in the environment. like up into the rafters, onto any roof, and you can like take over. You have a possession ability. You can take over anything.
There's
He
just
snuck
so
into the
many
building.
ways to play the game.
He snuck into a building by jumping off of a ledge and then possessing a fish while he was falling, and then he just like swims
Swam
in
the fish
through it.
into like
Wow.
the underground river.
That's
It came out
awesome.
of the sewers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty good game.
Well, guys, that was what we liked about E3. Stay tuned right here to Clever Games, and we're going to come back and tell you what we didn't like. So keep it locked right here to Clever Games. We'll see you next time.
See ya.